Alright, so now we're going to talk about activities you can do. Okay? So, basic structure of a lesson. Jason? Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's like, this is what I usually do. It's like, that's my structure. I've got, it's like their greeting. I state what the objective is to let them know what are we going to be doing. Yeah? Get them an idea. Some sort of engagement or warm-up or review. Get them engaged. And then some sort of presentation. Okay? Practice them, something in production, and then closing to wrap up. Okay? So this can work for direct instruction, inquiry, lesson, no, any lesson. Right, so, because you're going to be walking into new classrooms, most likely, I've here got suggestions what you could do the first day. You know, eliminate your fears a bit. Okay, so first, make them feel welcome and excited. Introduce yourself. It's like, we might want to think about how are you going to introduce yourself. You know, it's like talk about, I have like PowerPoint that introduces like about me, my city, blah blah blah, something to get them excited about you. And maybe it's like if you're teaching the same class for a whole semester, what are you going to be working on this semester? Okay. Or maybe if you have a textbook, present the textbook, etc. Okay, set positive expectations of them, and then this is very important. It's like you will have a co-teacher, yes. But you want to find out what kind of classroom management is going to happen. Are you going to be working together as a team? You have a point system, whatever. No, tell them ahead of time. This is how it's going to work. Or maybe you have a co-teacher that's actually just a homeroom teacher, not an English teacher, and chances are they're just going to sit in the back of the classroom and grade their books. And then when they see their kids acting up, whatever, and they'll stand up and yell all of a sudden. Okay? So, classroom management, depending on your situation, it could be just you, or it could be you and your co-teacher. So think about how are you going to do that. Because you're in charge of your class, not your co-teacher. Okay? And it's like have some sort of icebreaker. It's like get to know the kids. It's like what I usually do is like I'll create seating chart. At least it's like I'm very good at. It's like okay, at least I know this kid sitting here is probably it's what it is. You got something to reference instead of just say you, right? Yeah. So just get to know them a bit. Right. So getting to know your students. This is one thing I started developing: creating a seating chart that's movable. Because one thing is you have a co-teacher or you go from homeroom to homeroom. The seating chart's gonna change. It's like there are some teachers that like to change the kids' seats every week. And if you got a paper one, you gotta write that thing over and over and over every single classroom. That's a lot of time wasted. So what I learned from one of my co-teachers is to actually use magnets and a sticker, a label on it. So at the first day of class, I explained, it's like we're gonna I want to get to know you, we're gonna create a seating chart. So I hand all the kids a label, get them to write their, the class, name of the class, the number, whatever, their English name, Chinese name, and their student number. Because one here in Taiwan is the teachers tend to call the kids not by their name. They do that, but also by their number. So that's how they keep track of the kids, by number. So, yeah. That's something very different from Western. Yeah, we don't do that, but they do that here. Okay? So if you actually add the number, especially if you've got books or worksheets, it helps you sort it out by number, right? It's like, I can see, it's like, it helps manage this paperwork. Okay, so that's useful for you to have. And then whenever the seating chart changes, I just get the kids. It's like here, fix the seating chart for me, and then just I'll give it. I'll see. Oh, the names change here. It's like, and then you just teach your lesson, and then when the kids are done, they'll just give it to you. You're not wasting time with that. So, and these magnets. They're like really thin magnets, like ones side is magnetized, the other side is has like a sticky surface, like a sticker. So you can actually stick anything. And your school will have these, okay? And what they are is like, they're used for like sticking on the back of like your flashcards, anything that you want to stick on the board. Instead of using these, they're just like tiny pieces of magnets you can stick to your flashcard and then you stick it up. Yeah, they're like very useful. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, so I have 10 classes, so I had 10 whiteboards. And you can go to Daiso. It's like, yeah, it's like a stationery, it's like home goods, whatever, random store. It's like most things in there, well, they've raised the prices now, but most things in there are 49 bucks. So you can get 10 whiteboards for 49 bucks each. Versus if you go to a stationery store and you get an actual whiteboard, it'll cost you about 100 or 150. I'd rather go to Daiso and get these. A lot cheaper. Yeah.
But as a quick side note, I mean, you shouldn't have to pay for any of that stuff. You might pay for it eventually, but your school should have money for you, and you go buy it, just keep the receipt. You might have to ask for like the yen, but you use that, you give it to them, and then you get your money back.
Yeah. Alex, tomorrow when you're talking about the contract, can you talk about,
Yeah,
there is
sure.
a stipend for like, so school supplies, moving, all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so so talk about it tomorrow. There is funds for you to do this, okay? But this will keep you sane. And one activity that I do is like involving English. We're not going to have time, but it's like you can have them create name tags that you can read from your desk. Sometimes like teachers might have like tiny little name tags like, you're standing here, it's like you can't read that, right? So you can have them build 10 cards. And the 10 card, and you can make it more interactive by making it into activity. Okay, this is like one I do for like foreign teachers. Get them to think about, okay, what do you like to do? What's your favorite city? What are you afraid of? What do you want to eat in Taiwan? I'm like, oh crap.
It's an oddly specific. Like some people are just afraid of dogs, so it's only specifically rabbit dogs. Not feral dogs, just not like generally just.
Alright, so you can just take any A4 paper. Yeah, I would do this together, but we don't have time. Okay? So it's easy, basically simple. Fold it in half. Okay, then the bottom where it opens up. Okay, so like this. Have them do the activity, the writing up here, and then fold it up the other way, so that it'll stand up.
That's magic.
Yeah, and you can even kind of add a notch to it, so that it'll notch. Basically, you gotta stand one. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, might get the kids to put a pencil or something in there. Yeah, or like yes. But it's like super simple. That's it. Okay, you guys can look at it later. But that's it. Yeah, but you got just at least for the first day or something, And you can make it into an interactive activity for learning English too. Yeah, you can do this in elementary. I did this even in college. My college students were doing this too.
I'll confess I had to get better early.
Like your actual kids or
Those kids, they're all
Okay, so you can use it as an activity to introduce yourself, get the students to introduce themselves. Okay, it's like higher level, even have them, introduce a friend. So, give them sentence starters so that when they do their presentation, they can look at it and see this. Yeah, for like lower levels, it's like, I like to eat whatever. My favorite food is whatever. I like whatever animal. Simple. Other things you could do as icebreakers, so simple minimal planning. Toss a ball. Okay, my name is, I was teaching a summer camp of first graders. They didn't even know how to say my name is, whatever, their name. So we actually spent half the period playing, like toss it, my name is.
Please go back to the graders one because it's not in the book.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so adapt it to whatever you want. This one is, I do it for, teachers. Yeah. Okay, so simple, my name is, I like something, which I added together, my name is, I like something. You can make it more advanced, get the other kids like, he is whatever he likes, depending on what level it is. Adapt it whatever you want them to say. Yeah? You can also play two fruits in a line that we played, right? What is this? Where did I put in? What is the question? Oh, this is where you could have like a couple answers, like a number. It's like 3, and then they have to think about what's the question. So
How many cats will
yeah, how many cats do you have? How many children do you have? How many years have you been in Taiwan? Whatever. Yeah. So it's get them to practice, think about questions. Dogs. What is your favorite animal? What animal are you afraid of? What are you, anything. You make it up. Yeah? So different levels of, quick. It's like this, I would say it's like a quick and dirty, icebreakers. There are tons of books out there for icebreakers, like websites with like 50 of them. It's like so many of them are so complicated. These are, I think they're the simplest I can remember. Okay, so you choose your own, but just to help you prepare for the first day. Foreign languages skills, what are they? Right, reading, right, listening, speaking, reading, writing. So, as Philip was saying, the other day, it's like, yeah, whatever activities, lessons, try to do all of them. We don't do language in isolation, so when you're teaching it, you shouldn't be in isolation either. It's all integrated, right? Okay, so you get alphabet, lots of things you can do. Okay, teach them an alphabet song, teach them phonics songs instead of the alphabet, what's the sound that they make. Okay, so YouTube has a lot. I found that one that was decent was called Phonics Song 2. Okay, you can also teach them like a chant. A, and, small, small, small. Bee, bird, bird, sing a song. It's like a build cadence into it. C, cat, cat, meow, meow, meow. D, duck, 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 quack, quack, quack. Okay, so you guys get the idea, right? But things you could do also. It's like your lower level classrooms will have flashcards from their book. Okay, so at least the alphabet ones, so many different things you can do with the flashcards. Okay, you can call it a letter, have the kids hold them up. I think in a lot of textbooks too, in the back of their student book, they have like small flashcards that the teachers can use in a whole bunch of games. So you don't need to make those flashcards for every single kid. It's in the back. Okay, you can play a lot of these games. So have them alphabetized, letters, words, or have them like put them in the sequence. You call it a sequence. They reorder them. Say the vocabulary cards could be like you might have them mark. What's the beginning sound? What is this middle sound? What's the ending sound? Also, memory matching game. Right? Flip them over. Flip two. It's like that's where you combine two kids' sets. Let them match. Bingo. Into here, hit the card or the word that starts with an X. Okay. I think this is a game in. Yeah. By the way, this is a whole class on it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's it. I actually had a class too.
That's two.
This is one.
This is for anyone who's or has an answer for this, but I found, because we teach the alphabet sounds, and you get to something like T, a final consonant, well, we will be using a final consonant, but yeah, and it's T. So when you go to teach them a word like hat, it's hatter, they have a real trouble with that final model sound.
Yes, in English.
So what strategies do people use to try and counter it?
Okay. So when you're teaching phonics, you should teach it not syllabically. You should teach it. It's a phonemic language. It's not a syllabic language. So T is not T. That would be
that's not your how you see your mind.
It should be T. So that's something that I've gone back and tried to correct from all my previous instructors, but it shouldn't be buzz. It's a very short sound. It's almost like if you sing with the fifth tone that Anita's been teaching us.
I totally agree with you, but what do you do if you have too much notes to them?
I just
Have a conversation with the teacher.
I mean, I hope that for me personally, I talk to those teachers, but some of them, for them, it's ingrained, right? It's calcified, it's fossilized for them. How they type. It's the same way that I try to. I'm always encouraging even the Taiwanese teachers that I get to, what's the letter? They'll always say un. And so when right, so
is
I
it
always
an
say there is no letter. Sing your alphabet song, there's no un. It's N.
Yeah.
But so like the teachers, like I'm trying to constantly remind them gently. I'm not, I hope I'm not a jerk about it, but those are the kinds of things where with the students, because phonics is the building blocks of language. And for me, I'm trying to get to a point where I've got a 5th grade and now 6th grade. They didn't know phonics at all. And I'm trying to stress to school, like if we stress phonics, it's going to help them later on. It's going to make our job easier and we're going to be more successful as educators with their English program once they get to 5th grade. This 1st or 2nd grade class now, and then in 5th grade, we shouldn't have as much trouble teaching what we've got in the books. Because you do have a lot of sight words, but there are so many words that you need to teach them to read phonetically. And so to answer your question, I mean, I think it's worthwhile to go back and look at like some phonics instruction and go back and rethink of it that way. And it's easier to teach it syllabically, I think, but when it comes to like trying to actually put words together and show, and you construct words, 3-letter words or even 2-letter words, and show them how they can use these skills that you're giving them, it's important to make sure that you're staying consistent, even though there are so many exceptions. And so like the letter C, you're gonna have to teach them. It's not just C, it's C, things like that.
In their textbooks, they usually have a systematic way of teaching phonics too. Okay, so but if you're, it's like differentiation between this sound and that sound. Yeah.
Or like those are great YouTube fun videos.
Yes, YouTube's your friend.
But you have to be picky.
Yes, but you have to pick. Yes.
What's great?